Hello, welcome back to the channel. So this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while now, but couldn't because I've been full of cold. You might still hear it in my voice. But anyway, as the screen says, Epic Battles Hail Caesar has been announced from Warlord Games, and it is looking spectacular. So a while ago, when I first heard that this was going to be a thing, I didn't really think it would be probable, mainly because the amount of different troop types that are coming. We're going to talk about that later on and what Warlord's been able to do. This is just a first impressions video. So that will be the Hannibal Battle Box set. And I love the look of these artwork. The Napoleonic ACW Epic Battles ones always catch my attention. Yeah, looking really good. So I just thought we'd focus on that for a bit. So what we're going to get, we are going to get epic battles. Punic Wars. So, Punic Wars, what were the Punic Wars? So, this was a war between Rome and Carthage, about 300 BC, lasted about 100 years. There's three actual wars. The first Punic War was fought mainly over Sicily between Italy, well, Rome, which was in Italy, and Carthage, which was a North African Phoenician trading colony. Their origin myths lie in exiles from Troy, and they would dominate North Africa, sort of Libya, Spain, and Sicily. And the first war, the Romans eventually won when they copied the Carthaginian fleet and were able to force the Carthaginians um, to lose its naval battles. Then the Second Punic Wars was famously Hannibal, leading his army from Spain across the Alps into northern Italy, destroying several Roman field armies, but not being able to bring the campaign to conclusion. And the Third Punic War was basically the Romans going to North Africa under Scipio and dealing Carthage a blow it would never come back from. So on the screen here, we see kind of the tight Roman formations there, obviously getting ambushed by Carthaginians. So what have Warlord been able to do? So for the Romans, so this is a Roman sprue. On the sprue, we see we're going to get three different troop types of formed infantry: the principals, the hastii, and the triarii. So they are medium and heavy infantry. And what they've done there is they're going for three strips on a base. So the middle strip's going to have less detail on it, in fact, flat bits. So they're going to kind of come together. And it's going to be really interesting. I suspect there'll be a really quick paint job. They're probably quicker than regular epic battles to paint because you're not going to paint front and back, front and back. Don't know about you, but I find myself always trying to paint as much detail as possible. By the end of the project, I've worked out what shortcuts I can take that makes it easier. Also on the sprue, 5 Roman cavalry figures and 5 Velites or Velites, who were the light infantry skirmishers. So from that, you can do most of the Roman troop types. Now, the Romans also had at various times different allies fighting for them as well, and you'll be able to make them up from the Carthaginian sprues. So here we have some of the Carthaginian infantry. So these are Libyan infantry. So these are the sort of Carthaginians from North Africa. Round shield, you can tell the kind of symbols on the shields. They kind of almost look like a person with their hands up. That's very Carthaginian itself. Carthage was never a massive army in its own. It relied a lot on allies. Iberians, who were from Spain, Iberia, Gauls from northern Italy, and Gaul, which was France, Numidians from North Africa, and all these different troop types have been represented in the miniatures that they've been able to do. They've actually managed to do it on 2 sprues. So by the looks of the sprues, each sprue will have sort of 2 units, and it looks like we're going to have Gauls and Iberians, Libyans, and veterans. Hannibal had some veterans fighting with him by the end. He was actually in Italy for about 8 years, if memory serves correct, and various different light infantry, Numidians, cavalry. So it's a really smart way of doing it, being able to split all the Carthaginian troop types over those 2 sprues. And here we see the Gauls. With that, you will be able to create very strong contingents of Gauls, Iberians, and maybe even branch out into whole armies of them on their own as well, which would be really interesting to see. Certainly, I've done a lot of Punic wars in 6 mil. And that's what I did. To start off with a Carthaginian army, and that grew into a Gaul army, an Iberian army, and a Numidian army. Here we have Numidian horsemen, sort of light horsemen, Numidian infantry, and elephants. Carthage were famous for using elephants. A lot can be said about elephants. Were they as effective as people thought they might be in combat? I don't think they were. I think Hannibal took 38 of them over the Alps with him. I think only 4 got through to the other side. It might be an 8. But yeah, the humble war elephant, which would be a pretty cool kit to build. And they're going to come on their own wee sprue, just the elephant sprue. Here we see a Roman army down by the lake. This is probably Lake Trasimene, getting ambushed by, you see there's Gauls, Carthaginians, and took us off. It's that battle scene again. So I'm really looking forward to the epic battles. I've done all the epic battles so far. ACW, Napoleonics, English Civil War, and this will be no exception. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll be sure to do more content on this. But anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you're having a great time with the hobby now, and I look forward to chatting to you in the future. Goodbye.